that he was about 6 feet tall, that he was completely scourged all over his body. He was crucified.
Every Catholic has felt that gnawing uncertainty at some point, when the world seems to mock our faith, when Hollywood reduces our sacred stories to mere entertainment, when we wonder if God still moves powerfully in our modern age. Yet what if the most important religious film of our generation wasn't just cinema, but something far more mysterious? What happens when human artistry collides with divine intervention? Can the sacred still break through into our secular world with undeniable force? The answer lies in understanding that when we pursue God's truth with absolute dedication, heaven and earth respond in ways that defy explanation. When Mel Gibson set out to create The Passion of the Christ, he didn't just make a movie. He opened a doorway between the natural and supernatural worlds, and what emerged changed everyone who witnessed it. If you enjoy content that helps you grow spiritually, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join our community for more inspiration. Let's get started. In the hills of Matera, Italy, something extraordinary was unfolding that had nothing to do with special effects or Hollywood magic. From the moment filming began, cast and crew found themselves caught in what can only be described as a spiritual battle of cosmic proportions. The signs were unmistakable. Lightning struck the same location twice, hitting both Jim Caviezel and assistant director John Michelini on separate occasions. Scientists may call such occurrences rare, but those present recognized something far more significant. The very elements seemed to be responding to the sacred drama being portrayed. Weather patterns defied all logic. Clear skies would blacken within minutes, only to return to calm just as suddenly. Sandstorms appeared from nowhere, as if nature itself was wrestling with forces beyond human understanding. These weren't mere atmospheric disturbances, they were manifestations of a deeper spiritual reality. Consider the profound symbolism. As Christ's passion was being recreated with unprecedented authenticity, the physical world began to mirror the cosmic drama of salvation. The darkness that covered the earth during Christ's crucifixion seemed to echo through time, reminding all present that they were not simply making entertainment, they were participating in something sacred. The crew began experiencing phenomena that couldn't be explained through natural means. Sudden waves of emotion would wash over hardened film professionals during key scenes. Equipment would malfunction at crucial moments, only to function perfectly moments later. Some reported feeling an invisible presence moving among them, neither threatening nor comforting, but unmistakably real. These manifestations remind us of the spiritual realities described in Ephesians, that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces in heavenly realms. The very act of portraying Christ's passion with such authenticity seemed to have awakened these forces, creating a battlefield where the eternal drama of good and evil played out in real time. We all face moments when spiritual warfare feels overwhelming, and understanding these invisible battles seems impossible. In those moments, proper insight and divine guidance can make all the difference. This is exactly what The Secret of Jesus Apparitions offers, a path to clarity and peace through his revelations. This ebook goes into his prophecies and offers insight into what lies ahead. It's available for free in the pinned comment. Grab it now before the edition's gone. Perhaps no one embodied the mysterious power of this production more than Jim Caviezel himself. The parallels between actor and character transcended mere coincidence, entering the realm of divine providence. His initials, JC, matched those of Jesus Christ. His age during filming, 30, mirrored Christ's age at crucifixion. These weren't calculated choices, but seeming orchestrations from a higher source. Caviezel's physical suffering during production became a participation in Christ's own passion. Real wounds appeared alongside makeup. Actual screams of pain found their way into the final film. During the scourging scene, when a whip accidentally tore into his flesh, leaving a 14-inch scar, the line between portrayal and reality dissolved completely. The actor's shoulder dislocation while carrying the cross, his hypothermia during the crucifixion scenes, his lightning strike. Each incident seemed to mirror aspects of Christ's own suffering. Makeup artists struggled to distinguish between artificial wounds and real injuries. The boundaries between performance and participation had vanished entirely. Caviezel himself has spoken of the transformative nature of this experience. He understood from the beginning that accepting this role would cost him professionally, yet he embraced what he called his cross without hesitation. His subsequent career struggles, rather than being mere Hollywood politics, can be seen as part of the price demanded for participating in such a spiritual undertaking. During filming, Caviezel began experiencing profound spiritual insights that went beyond mere method acting. He spoke of feeling Christ's presence during the most difficult scenes, of understanding the weight of human sin in ways he had never imagined. His preparation for each day's filming became a form of spiritual discipline, involving prayer, fasting, and meditation on the mysteries of redemption. The actor's willingness to suffer for his portrayal of Christ reflects the deeper Catholic understanding that authentic discipleship requires sacrifice. His experience reminds us that when we truly follow Christ, we must be prepared to share not only in his glory, but in his sufferings as well. Like the saints who bore the stigmata, Caviezel found himself physically marked by his encounter with the sacred narrative. Behind every great work of religious art stands an artist touched by divine inspiration, and Mel Gibson's journey to create The Passion represents one of the most compelling examples of this phenomenon in modern times. His decision to risk everything, $30 million of his own money, his reputation, his career, defied all earthly logic, but made perfect sense from a spiritual perspective. Gibson's personal struggles in the years leading up to the project reveal the classic pattern of divine calling emerging from human brokenness. His battles with addiction, depression, and spiritual emptiness created the very conditions that made him receptive to God's voice. Like Moses fleeing Egypt or Paul on the road to Damascus, Gibson's darkest moments became the prelude to his greatest mission. The transformations experienced by the cast remind us that encountering Christ's story can change lives in ways we never expect. If you're seeking that same spiritual knowledge, there's a free ebook waiting for you in the first pinned comment below. But only while supplies last. The filmmaker's insistence on historical and linguistic authenticity revealed a reverence for the sacred narrative. His choice to film in Aramaic, Latin, and Hebrew wasn't mere artistic pretension, but a recognition that Christ's story deserved to be told with complete fidelity to its original context. This commitment to truth, even at enormous personal cost, marked Gibson as a man responding to a calling rather than pursuing commercial success. Gibson's research process became a form of spiritual pilgrimage. His study of Anne Catherine Emmerich's mystical visions, his consultations with theologians and historians, his meditation on the Stations of the Cross, all revealed a man seeking not just historical accuracy, but spiritual truth. He approached the project with the reverence of a medieval craftsman creating a cathedral. The decision to bypass Hollywood's machinery and market the film through churches demonstrated an intuitive understanding of how God's work often spreads, not through worldly power structures, but through communities of faith. This grassroots approach allowed The Passion to reach hearts prepared to receive its message, creating a phenomenon that secular marketing could never have achieved. Throughout the production, an atmosphere of reverence and transformation permeated the set in ways that transcended ordinary filmmaking. Crew members found themselves spontaneously moved to tears during scenes they had witnessed multiple times. Atheists began questioning their beliefs. Several requested baptism before filming concluded. Luca Lionello, who portrayed Judas, experienced perhaps the most dramatic conversion. A self-proclaimed atheist at the project's beginning, he emerged as a committed Christian, forever changed by his participation in this sacred drama. His transformation illustrates how engaging deeply with Christ's story, even in the context of artistic portrayal, can become a genuine encounter with divine grace. The actor playing Pontius Pilate reported dreams throughout the filming period, vivid encounters with historical figures from the Passion narrative who seemed to be pleading their cases before some eternal tribunal. These weren't nightmares, but profound spiritual experiences that left him questioning everything he thought he knew about justice, truth, and divine mercy. Even extras playing Roman soldiers found themselves affected. Several removed their costumes between takes, uncomfortable with portraying Christ's persecutors, even in fiction. Some requested meetings with the film's priest consultant, seeking guidance about their participation in scenes depicting such sacred events. The technical crew experienced their own share of inexplicable events. Sound engineers recorded whispered prayers in languages none of them recognized. Camera operators captured shadows and light patterns that seemed to move independently of any earthly source. The silence that still surrounds many participants' experiences suggests encounters too sacred for casual discussion. When asked about their time on set, many cast and crew members become remarkably reticent, as if they witnessed something that demands reverence rather than publicity. This protective silence itself testifies to the profound nature of what occurred. Such responses echo the biblical accounts of those who witnessed Christ's transfiguration or resurrection, experiences so overwhelming that ordinary language proves inadequate. The reluctance to speak isn't born of fear, but of a deep sense that some encounters with the divine are meant to transform rather than entertain. Just as Gibson risked everything to tell this sacred story authentically, sometimes we must take bold steps in our own spiritual journey. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Check the pinned comment for the free ebook that could strengthen your faith. When The Passion of the Christ reached theaters, it didn't simply open as a film, it erupted as a cultural earthquake that revealed the depth of spiritual hunger in modern society. Churches organized mass viewings, pastors built sermons around its themes, and millions of Catholics worldwide found their faith strengthened and renewed through this powerful portrayal of Christ's sacrifice. The film's financial success, over $600 million worldwide, demonstrated that authentic religious content could not only compete with, but surpass Hollywood's typical offerings. This success sent shockwaves through an entertainment industry that had long assumed faith-based content represented a niche market rather than a mainstream hunger. More significantly, the film sparked conversations about faith that extended far beyond church walls. Families discussed the meaning of sacrifice, students debated the historical Jesus, and individuals who had never seriously considered Christianity found themselves confronting the radical claims of the gospel. The film became an evangelistic tool more powerful than many traditional missionary efforts. Reports emerged from around the world of miraculous healings during screenings, spontaneous conversions in theater lobbies, and reconciliations between estranged family members who attended together. While such accounts are difficult to verify, their consistency across cultures and continents suggests that something beyond ordinary cinema was occurring. The film's impact on Catholic communities was particularly profound. Many parishes reported increased attendance at Stations of the Cross during Lent, renewed interest in Eucharistic adoration, and deeper engagement with the Paschal mystery. The visual power of Gibson's portrayal seemed to awaken dormant spiritual sensibilities in ways that words alone had failed to achieve. Critics' violent reactions to the film often revealed more about contemporary spiritual warfare than about cinematic merit. There seemed to be more at stake than just entertainment, as the level of resistance suggested that this movie had spiritually hit a nerve that needed a reaction. The very ferocity of attacks on the film paradoxically confirmed its spiritual authenticity. The aftermath of The Passion revealed that creating authentic religious art often comes at a profound personal cost. Gibson's subsequent public struggles, rather than negating the film's spiritual significance, may actually confirm it. Throughout church history, those called to witness most powerfully to divine truth have often faced the fiercest opposition. The filmmaker's later controversies, his arrest, his public outbursts, his professional exile, followed patterns familiar to students of spiritual warfare. Like King David after his greatest triumphs, or like the saints who experienced profound spiritual attacks following their most significant mystical experiences, Gibson found himself battling demons that seemed to emerge directly from his encounter with the sacred. Caviezel's career difficulties following his portrayal of Christ reflect the ongoing cost of discipleship in a secular world. His willingness to accept this price, repeatedly stating he would make the same choice again, demonstrates the depth of transformation he experienced through the role. The actor's subsequent choices, taking roles in explicitly Christian films, speaking at religious conferences, refusing to compromise his faith for professional advancement, reveal a man fundamentally changed by his encounter with the Passion narrative. Other cast and crew members experienced their own forms of spiritual testing following the production. Some faced unusual health challenges, others encountered professional setbacks. Still others found their personal relationships strained in unexpected ways. Yet, virtually all who have spoken publicly about their experiences express no regret about their participation. The pattern of sacrifice surrounding the film echoes the central message of Christianity itself, that authentic spiritual life requires the willingness to lose one's life in order to find it. People who took part in The Passion, the most personally experienced this paradox directly. They found that while they lost their jobs, they gained spiritually in ways that went beyond material success. The silence surrounding many participants' experiences shows that some spiritual encounters are too precious to treat casually. We're offering you access to similar powerful insights, but time is running short. Check the free ebook available in the pinned comment before it's too late. 20 years after its release, The Passion of the Christ continues to generate questions that resist easy answers. The supernatural events surrounding its production remain unexplained by conventional means, suggesting that some aspects of divine intervention simply transcend human understanding. The film's enduring power to move audiences, convert skeptics, and strengthen believers indicates that its impact extends beyond mere artistic achievement. Like the great religious masterpieces of previous centuries, Michelangelo's Pietà, Bach's St. Matthew Passion, Dante's Divine Comedy, it seems to channel something eternal that speaks across generations. Recent reports of Gibson's planned sequel have rekindled interest in the original film's mysterious production. Those familiar with the project speak of the filmmaker's continued commitment to authenticity and his belief that the resurrection narrative deserves the same unflinching treatment. The protective silence maintained by many participants suggests encounters with the sacred that continue to influence their lives in ways too profound for casual revelation. This ongoing mystery itself points to the reality that when human creativity aligns with divine purpose, the results can transcend the sum of their parts. If these insights resonate with you, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Your super thanks support helps us create more content like this. Join our community and stay connected. The Passion of the Christ stands as undeniable evidence that the supernatural continues to manifest in our modern world when we approach the sacred with authentic faith and sacrificial commitment. The mysterious events surrounding its production, the transformations of its participants, and its unprecedented global impact all point to realities that transcend ordinary filmmaking. For Catholics, the film demonstrates what becomes possible when we commit fully to sharing Christ's story, regardless of cost. The silence that still surrounds many aspects of the production suggests encounters too sacred for casual discussion, meant to be pondered in the heart rather than proclaimed from rooftops. In our age of skepticism, the Passion remains powerful proof that heaven has not abandoned earth.